This has been an ACB community call.
Today's Unmute Presents Community Call was hosted on Tuesday, August 27th, 2024.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Unmute. A couple announcements here at the top. We wanted to remind everyone that we're going to take all first questions, and if we have time, we'll take second questions. So when you get called on, please remember to answer the question of the day and then one question. And then if we have time, we'll come back around and try and take second questions. Also, please be respectful. Let everyone get their questions answered in the same way you would want your question answered. And remember, there's no dumb questions. If it feels important to you to ask, then ask away. The question of the day today is, there has been an official announcement from Apple that on September 9th, Monday morning at 10 a.m., there's going to be a keynote with a bunch of new announcements, phones, and we'll see what else there's going to be coming out. But the question is, what would you like to see in a new phone or the new operating system that's coming out? What is it that you would like to see? What would you like to see, that maybe could better accessibility? Chime in and let us know what your thoughts are. And as always, we got Michael D with us. How you doing, Michael?
Doing great, Marty. Thanks for having me again. And yes, the event's called It's Glow Time. From what I've seen online, and different web pages are even changing their logos to look like the invitation. So it's very exciting. It's the time everybody waits for during the year. I'm kind of hoping for a bit of a new design on the new phones. I don't know if we're going to see that this year, but I'm hoping that we see some really neat changes coming to the iPhone. Of course, we're going to see AI and camera improvements, as we always do. But it's all going to be very exciting. I wanted to mention that we have not done an IA cast recently, but we're going to do one this weekend. We've published our roadmap for iAccessibility. So if you have not been over to the iAccessibility website, we have an app directory, a blog that is being used, and we have all kinds of new resources coming online. So check back there, and it's very exciting stuff. And I'll hand it back to you, Marty.
All right, thanks. And as always, we have Michael Babcock with us. How you doing, Michael?
Hey, I'm doing great. I don't really have any wishes for the iPhone. I would like to see the Apple Watch be a little bit more snappy. Now, I am on a Apple Watch SE 2, and I've considered getting the Apple Watch Ultra this year. I've never had one. My wife has the Ultra 1, and she loves the battery power on it. So that might be why I might be interested in it. I get maybe a day... Yeah, maybe about 24 hours out of my watch right now. So would like something a little bit more in battery power. If you haven't yet, visit joinbits.org/office. That's joinbits.org/office. If you're interested in joining the other 238 students that will be participating in learning to navigate your Windows computer, especially Microsoft Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and Outlook, a class provided for no additional charge to BITS members. Super excited for that. Yesterday, we published an episode called Evan Unmuted, and if we have time today, maybe Marty will go a little bit more into that relationship with AfterSight, but one of the announcements we made is that we will be available on the AfterSight radio reading service out of Colorado, and that has now happened. So if you are an AfterSight subscriber, you'll definitely want to check that out, or if you've never heard of AfterSight, like I've learned a few people have not, head on over to aftersight.org to check that out. On Sunday, Digital Bytes was very short, about 7 minutes long, I think is what it came out to be. Chris showed us a couple of cool things you can do with the Notes application on iOS. Marty showed you how to actually search for apps in the App Store. Kind of important to know where that search button is. And then I showed you the single ear headset by Blue Tiger, which was actually designed for truckers. So you can check that out. Quick side note, if you check me out on Mastodon, payon@unmute.community, you can hear a mic sample of that specific microphone headset. On Friday, I showed you in our Friday JAWS tips a tip for how to adjust speech rate on the fly. And if you have any questions about JAWS, please raise your hand. We'll be happy to answer those questions as well. And maybe it'll make it into a JAWS tip 2. On Thursday, Marty and Liz introduced a new show that I'm super excited about because we don't give it enough love, and that is Android Unmuted. And this was a preview episode letting you know about what's going on. And I'm going to give those of us who are live and or listening to the replay a quick hint. Marty and Liz have almost totally opposite phones. So I'm sort of excited to hear how this experience is going to turn out. And then, of course, there was a community replay for the 20th of August. Sheila, do we have any hands?
You do. JC.
Hey, JC.
Hey, wow, gosh. Like I said, I do love you guys and I love the content. I frequently listen to you guys. I want to answer the question of the day, and I do have one question in general, but let me answer my question first. So, as with last year, not interested in the iPhone since I already have one, but what I want to see is bugs be gone. I'm tired of the stinking bugs. Arg!
Yes.
Don't we all? We do not like the bugs, but as they say, good things, it's not the end of the world. So if there's any bug reports out there when iOS comes out, please be sure to send those to accessibility@apple.com. Just a general teaser there. And I know Michael D will probably answer this. As I said before during the pre-show, I will be expected to get myself the Meta glasses hopefully tomorrow or during the week. Me and Cecilia, who you met last week briefly, is gonna take me to the store to pick them up, or actually check them out first and then pick them up, whatever styles. Do you have any final tips before I make a purchase on the glasses? Thank you.
So my suggestion is go somewhere where you can look at the biggest selection of them so you can make a decision on which ones you like. All of them do the same thing. I believe like Sunglass Hut, Lens Crafters, Best Buy, all are options for finding them. But I would recommend, make sure you have the Meta View app installed and downloaded and signed in with a Facebook or Meta account. And then just look at the tutorials, and figure out what things you want to do with them. And that's going to be the most important thing when you're using these glasses.
I don't have Facebook sadly anymore. Used to have it, but I don't have Facebook. So the only thing I have is email. So will that count?
You'll need to have a Meta account. So it has to be Facebook,
okay.
WhatsApp, Meta,
Instagram.
So you could even create a new Meta account that is not connected to any of those services.
Oh yeah, that's what I was getting at, because I don't have Facebook nor any
you'll
of
have
them,
to
but I
create a
can
new
create
account.
using an email. So I guess I'll use my email to create the Meta
Yeah,
account.
you should
then.
be able to use your email. Yeah.
Okay, I just wanted to verify that because I did check them out. We do have a Lens Crafters 20 minutes away, and then one that's closer to my area is, of course, we have Sunglass Hut, but we also have another place called Sterling Optical, and they're expected to have their units this week, actually, so they should have new
Sweet.
units in stock. So,
Well, perfect. Good luck, JC, and let us know what you think
Thank
of them
you.
once you actually have them. Sheila, who do
I
we got next?
definitely will.
Stephanie.
Hey, Stephanie.
Hey, Stephanie.
Yes, what I'd like to see happen, I'd like to see like the JAWS for Windows keystroke. I'd like to see that on the phone.
You'd like to see JAWS on the iPhone?
Yes.
Gotcha. Well, I don't anticipate that happening anytime soon, but that would be a interesting adventure, especially if there's an alternative screen reader on the iPhone. Thanks a lot, Stephanie. Appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
Bill, do we have somebody in Clubhouse?
We have Jane.
Hey, Jane.
Hello. Yeah, I'll also be getting Meta glasses. I don't know when. Probably wait till Black Friday. We'll have to see on that one. But for the Office course, well, actually, I want to figure out how to turn off the new Outlook, please. I mean, I have 365. I don't need a new Outlook.
Good, Michael.
The new Outlook is installed, but you still should be able to go to Outlook Classic. It should say something like Outlook Classic when you open it.
Yep. So if you do a
Where is
search
that?
So when I do a search right now for Outlook in my start menu, I have Outlook New and then I have Outlook Classic. So if you don't have Outlook Classic, I would go reinstall Office 365. If you haven't installed Office 365, that's why you don't have it there. So you have to install Outlook 365 or Office 365.
Okay, because is there a difference between the new one and the
Yes.
classic one?
Yes.
Oh, there is?
Yes. The classic
That's
is
what
the
I'm looking
Outlook
at.
you're probably already used to, that's been around for years now, that allows you to use like the Control Y keystroke to get to the list of mailboxes. It allows you to navigate easily through your messages, and it also allows you to navigate the calendar. Just saying. The Outlook New is the new web-based Outlook that will be replacing Windows Mail, I believe January 1st, of 2025. So Outlook Classic is the one you want if you're looking for the better experience.
How do I reinstall? I already have Office 365. How do I reinstall?
So when you do start menu and you type in Outlook, it only gives you Outlook New, even if you down arrow through your search results.
I didn't know that I had two.
Yep. You have
Now I
two.
have to
If
go
you have
see.
Office installed, then you have two Outlooks. So give that a try. If for some reason it doesn't show up, that I would reach out to Disability Answer Desk and ask them how to get just Outlook reinstalled. But I'm pretty sure it's if you have Office 365 installed, then you have the Outlook Classic, and that's what you're looking for is the keyword Classic, Outlook Classic.
Okay.
Perfect,
Thank
Jane.
you.
Let us know if you have any other questions. Belle, is Jane the only question in Clubhouse currently?
At this moment.
Perfect. Who do we got next, Sheila?
Pam.
Hey, Pam.
Hey, Pam.
Hello, good afternoon. To answer the question of the day, I'm with JC. Let's just not have any major bugs in the system. Get Siri straightened out for those who use Siri a lot. I'm not one of those. I use her only as a last resort.
Mm-hmm.
But what I would love to see, and I don't think I'm alone in this, I much prefer Touch ID over facial recognition. And I just hate to see Touch ID going away.
Yeah, I get that. I am the opposite. I prefer Face ID, but I understand the importance of Touch ID, and I feel like that's an undervalued feature of iOS, and would like to see Apple put Touch ID in the lock button like they've done on some of the iPads.
Gotcha. So that's
Thank
my
you, Pam.
story.
Appreciate
and
it.
I am sticking to it.
Awesome.
Still.
Who do we got
Thanks,
next,
Pam.
Sheila?
Thank you.
Deborah Jackson.
Hey, Deborah.
Hello.
There you are.
Hello.
Yes. With the question of the day is, and it's the same question that I'm asking, so it came right on time. You know how you have your notes and you got so many notes and some old notes? It'd be nice if they can have the notes like how File Explorer, you can look through all your, your titles, because I sometimes had put two notes in and didn't realize, that. So I just wish they can, have, instead of like this in the folder or when you last use it, that they can have the notes in there and then you can go through it and delete or whatever.
So if I'm understanding your question, Deborah, you want to see all of your notes at once so you can quickly delete the ones you don't want?
Yeah, like how File Explorer has your title.
Uh-huh. So if you tap if you go to Notes and you tap the back button at the top left corner,
It would be under all iCloud, and then it shows you everything.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
You can go to all iCloud and see all of your notes.
Oh, yeah?
Yep. So give
That's
that a
if you
try.
store notes in. That's if you store notes in iCloud.
Correct.
You can store notes in Gmail and other places too. So just, I feel like there should be an all notes button, but I'm not sure if that exists.
I did not see one for all accounts, just all iCloud or all Google. So check to see if you have like an all iCloud notes options, Deborah, and that might help you out. And then that should give you a list of all the notes on your phone. But making that process easier sure would be nice for sure.
And even with the quick note too?
I don't use quick notes. Michael, do you know that?
I do not use quick notes much either. They should show up in your notes list, but I'm not sure. So when you hit that back button, it shows all the folders that are available on your notes app. So that's how I would check that.
And the other part is with Siri, I think we are going to have to be a cigarette smoker because then you have to like inhale before Siri finally say like they ready, and then you can say call whoever. Because then if you just say you go too fast and it didn't get the call, it come up with the app for you to manually put call or message or whatever. So we got to go into smoking cigarettes so that we can wait on Siri.
We do not recommend cigarette smoking at unmute, but I get what you're saying. Take a deep breath before you give your comments to Siri. So thank you, Deborah, and have a beautiful day.
Okay.
Sheila, who do we got next there?
Janet.
Hey, Janet.
Hey, Janet.
Hello. I was going to make I was going to make a comment about the Meta glasses. I did find out that if you're going to give another pair of Meta glasses to someone, you need to factory reset them. Otherwise, they won't let you install your Meta stuff.
Yeah.
And
Your credentials is what you're looking for.
yeah, your credentials. Thank you. And I also sort of figured out that if you're listening to something on your Meta glasses, you can say, "Hey, Meta, turn the volume down."
Yep. I find
actually, Janet brings up a good point. Whenever you give something away or return it, make sure you clear all your data off whatever device you're getting rid of and letting out of your own possession. That's really important to remember. Make sure you clear off all your data so it doesn't get out there in the wrong hands.
Even if you're giving that to like a loved one, I still recommend clearing all your data because you never know what could get mixed up or anything like that. So appreciate the reminder. And Janet,
and the other thing is I have them in my case, and when I go to my MetaView app, it says not connected.
Because they're not connected. Because they're not on your face.
When they're in their case, they are basically off.
Yep.
And charging. So you can take them out of the case, quickly put them back in, and they will stay connected for a little bit. Or I think you could even press the button on the case. That sometimes works, but yes, they only show up once you
pull them out of the case.
Take them out. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, my other question is, how will it, if it's in the case and it says not connected, how will it know to get the firmware update?
So go ahead,
That's
Michael.
why taking them out occasionally does help, just to let them, power on and that kind of thing. And I think sometimes they may, if you have the Wi-Fi connected to, you could change the Wi-Fi settings in the MetaView app. And I think that sometimes helps them reconnect and check for updates periodically. I think that's how that works, but I'm not sure.
And I also believe that if they are in the, and I can't guarantee this, but I'm 95% sure that if they are in the case and you do a firmware update, that the glasses will come on and connect. But most of the time they are not connected to the case. So you as the end user, there's a way to auto update the glasses. I personally don't do that because I want to know when my glasses are updating, but there is that option. And also, Janet, I don't know if you knew this. I find that telling Meta to turn the volume up and volume down takes too long because I'm a very impatient person, if people didn't know that. So if you swipe your finger forward on the right arm, it will turn the volume up, or swipe your finger backwards, it will turn the volume down.
And the question to your daily question is, I'd like to see some bugs be taken out of iOS. So you have a great.
Thanks a lot, Jenna. You too. Appreciate that. And Sheila, who is next?
Gregory.
Hey, Gregory.
Hey, guys. With the phone, I'd like to see them, of course, put AI in as quickly as possible. And I'd like to see them put LiDAR in more of the models, for other uses. I do know they're going to put the action button in all the models, the 16s I heard. So that would be good.
That would be good. I want an action button.
Yeah, that's what I heard. That's what I heard, all of them.
Yeah.
I got a question about SD cards.
Okay.
I'm trying to I put one in my laptop, Windows 11, and I'm trying to copy files to stick on my Vector reader. And it's not, when I put the SD card in my slot on my PC, it's not showing that it's in there.
You might need to have to reformat it first before you can start using it. Usually if you buy a new one, you want to format it for whichever computer you're going to be on so that it's fresh and formatted for whichever system you're using it on.
But if it's
then
not,
it should work.
But if it's not showing in File Explorer for you to be able to even do that, where I would start with that, Gregory, is have you put it into the Victor and formatted it on the Victor? Or does the Victor recognize it when you put it into the Victor just with no content?
No, so there is a option to format those, correct?
Correct. Yeah, you can go into the settings and format the SD card when it's in the Victor, and that'll format it properly.
So real quick, when I'm on a file, I want to copy it. I can press applications key, right, and arrow down, and it'll show that card, right? Sort of like the send to option, and then it'll show that card.
I think it does. What I do myself, and if you're not in the Office course, highly recommend joining the Office course at joinbits.org/office.
I'm there.
What I personally do is I'll copy the file to my clipboard with Control-C, and then I'll open the SD card and just Control-V on it.
Wow, I didn't think of that. That's so easy.
Yep, that's how I do it, because then I don't have to tap down arrow all the way to send to, and that menu just seems to get longer and longer. So hopefully that helps you there, Gregory, and thanks a lot.
Well, it did. Thank you, guys.
Very good.
All right, have a good one, Greg.
Sheila, who do we have next? Hey, Belle.
Belle, we got somebody in Clubhouse?
We have two. We have Robert and then Diane.
Hey, Robert.
Okay. Hey, Robert, how you doing?
Good morning, Michael, and I forgot your name. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, because, okay, I answer to the first question is the help, the help voiceover just starts when we do the 4-finger double tap, but that is more general. If it is application specific, because some of the gestures will not be useful for or some application, if they make it application specific, we can learn it by ourselves. And my second question is any change occurred in the voiceover gestures? Because I always use the 4-finger double tap on the top of my phone to go to the top of the container. I will put the 4-finger single tap in the bottom of the phone to go to the bottom of the container. But the bottom works. It becomes, they merge the two commands together. It becomes 4-finger single tap. It goes to the bottom. For top,
I note, left paren, right paren, computer audio unmuted, video.
So Robert, if I'm understanding your question, I just want to make sure that I'm understanding it. You want to know, so is your 4-finger tap at the top of the screen and then 4-finger tap at the bottom of the screen not working, or are you asking if they change that?
It both are doing the same thing. It becomes a single command. I tried with the help. It says 4-finger single tap. It doesn't say top of the phone or bottom of the phone, and it simply goes to the bottom of the container.
So that's interesting, because I just tested it and it goes to the top for me when
only last week onwards. I'm observing the change. It is, I'm habituated to some gestures, So I find it very difficult to accommodate to the new ways of doing it.
Yeah, I'm not sure, because it's working the same way it's always worked for me. If I tap at the top of the screen with 4 fingers, it takes me to the top. If I tap at the bottom of the screen with 4 fingers, it takes me to the bottom of the container. So maybe you're not high enough, or maybe you're too high on the status bar. I would experiment a little bit with that, because it should be working properly for you. Also, go into VoiceOver and then go into your gestures and verify that that is set appropriately in your gestures in VoiceOver under settings accessibility.
Maybe I was playing with that for some time like that. I will check it whether I accidentally changed something like that.
Yep.
Thank you.
No problem. Thanks for your comments, Robert. And then let's take Diane real quick. Hey, Diane.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
We can hear you.
Yep.
All right. Since I'm in Clubhouse, I actually have a Clubhouse question. I've been noticing changes in the operation over the last few days, In fact, I just noticed one now where it now says selected toggle mute instead of selected unmute or selected mute, whatever it used to say. But the question I have, when I'm in a room now, well, a few days ago, in order to move on into the room that I wanted to go to, there was a setting where I had to select, it said select at least 3 activities, I believe was the wording.
Yep.
And so I had to do that before I could do anything else. And since I've done that, I will get messages every so often about people opening rooms related to what I've selected. And the option is either to tap on their profile or go to the room, or I don't know, it's cancel. I don't think the word is cancel, but you can stop it. So
Right.
I'm kind of annoyed with these messages coming up all the time, and I'm wondering if there's anything in the Clubhouse settings that I can turn it off.
So I did not select my options when it asked me to do that. I did a 2-finger scrub out of that screen. And yes, I have to do that every time now. Whenever I open Clubhouse, I do a 2-finger scrub, and that will take me out of that specific screen. So I'm not encountering that. By chance, have you looked in the settings to find out if there's any options to disable those notifications? Because I have not looked in there.
I had not looked yet. It occurred to me since I was here, and you guys know a lot of stuff, to ask you, but I will look in the settings.
Yeah, that's where I would start. And then unless you're using them, remember, you can always just turn off the notifications.
I don't know. They're, as I say, they're not coming through notifications. They're not like push notifications. They're just showing up, I think.
In your Clubhouse hallway is what they used to call it. I don't know if they still do. No, I don't think you're going to be able to disable those.
Yeah, because I don't want to disable all of my Clubhouse notifications. I will look though, but I don't want to, because it's easier to get into rooms when you get notifications.
Yeah, copy that.
I want to keep them.
I'm not seeing a way to customize that here on my phone at all. So yeah, I get some weird things in my hallway because I haven't selected preferences. So.
And the thing that's interesting to me is that I'm only seeing that on my phone. I didn't see it on Club Deck.
Gotcha.
On my Mac. So
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, sorry I couldn't help you further, Diane. Appreciate your comments, and I hope you have a great rest of your Tuesday.
Okay, maybe if enough people complain, maybe they'll fix it. All right. Thanks, Michael.
Thanks a lot. Sheila, who do we got next?
Nolan.
Hey, Nolan.
Hey, guys. How are you guys doing on this fine Tuesday?
Good.
Good. Thank you.
Good. Thank you. So I want to answer the question of the day, and I've got a follow-up question regarding the MetaView app. There's something I am a little concerned about that I may need to discuss with you and Michael Doise, if possible. So the situation that I would like to see fixed, yes, not only the bugs, but I also definitely would love to see more developers going in and adding more accessibility features to their apps for iOS 18, because there's one in particular that's waiting like 6 months until now, then putting out updates, which is concerning the blind community. And that is for one of the apps that I used to use. And yeah, and that's that. Regarding the MetaView app, I went in and paired when I first got my glasses, the Ray-Ban Meta Smart Glasses, the Wayfair model. It concerns me that I've noticed that some of the buttons within the app last week were not clearly labeled. And I spoke with somebody at Apple Accessibility they've told me that parts of the app are not coded correctly.
Yep.
Is there a way that I can reach out to Meta accessibility support? Because there is no way I can. I looked on their website last week and there was not a contact phone number on that webpage.
So there's not, you do have to send a message. I believe they use Facebook to send their messages. Also, I believe on one of Cindy's more recent calls that she did demonstrating the glasses, she shared an 855 number. I don't have that number handy. So what you may do, Nolan, is reach out to community@acb.org and ask
That's
if
what
they
I'm
can
gonna
provide
do.
you the toll-free number to reach out to Meta for feedback.
Okay, I can do that today.
Go ahead, Michael.
So I have not seen.
Me neither.
I went through much of the app whenever I was adding MetaView to the app directory. So on iAccessibility, I didn't find any unlabeled buttons directly in the app, but I'm wondering if that's changed. However, if you are having trouble with the MetaView app, shake your phone with the
Yes.
app open, and that will bring up a prompt if you want to leave feedback. And that is another avenue that you can send Meta feedback regarding the MetaView app specifically.
Okay. Yeah, because I've noticed in the application for the first time when I went in and synced everything, when I told it to link to my WhatsApp account and linked it to my phone's contacts, I've noticed that when I use screen recognition, VoiceOver tends to get stuck.
That's a
on
screen
the-
recognition issue. That's
your
not a
problem there
MetaView
is
issue.
screen recognition. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Do not use screen recognition on applications that are accessible, or you will experience a very frustrating experience.
Yeah.
So
understood.
that explains a lot right there. So I don't feel that that is needed to reach out to Meta on for that because their app is already accessible. But thank you, Nolan. Appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Sheila,
Thanks, Nolan.
who do we got next?
Umberto.
Hello,
Hey, Umberto.
Humberto.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we
We can hear you.
I'm going to answer the question of the day. Thank you, everybody, for allowing me to speak on here again. Well, on iOS 18, I would like to see Siri be more or superior in some ways to Alexa. I would like to see her, for example, answering questions like, Siri, what do you see in front of me? Or Siri, what is this package label? Or what does this say right here? Or Siri, can you read me this document? Or Siri, can you, can you see if there's a car behind me or like in front of me, so that my dad can pass through or not with his car, or things like that. Or if maybe Siri, it will use AI improvements with the camera and AI improvements in real-time video. And actually, I would also like to see videos be described through AI with voiceover. I would like to see, with the camera app, with the Photos app, I would like to see more AI in that regard. I would like to see them support SD cards with the newer iPhones. I would like them to support USB thumb drives and USB external drives. I would like them to fix the bugs with accessibility, or maybe even improve accessibility with AI if developers don't want to do it themselves. So that's kind of my and I have a question for you guys.
10% battery remaining. Close. Button.
Excuse me.
React. Speech off.
So with the MetaView app or the glasses, is there a way to like privacy mode where you don't have to have it constantly listening if you want to say, hey Meta, but instead of that, just like push the button and it will wake up the microphones? Is that something that's possible with the glasses? Thank you.
Speech on.
I think you can disable Hey Meta in the MetaView settings, and then you would just tap and hold on the right arm. I think. I'm not certain on that.
Yes, you can.
Thank you, Michael. So yes, you can. The other option is you can always turn off your glasses as well by using the switch on the left hinge. So hopefully that helps you, Humberto. Great suggestions for iOS and Siri becoming smarter. Sheila, who do we have next?
Lauren.
Hey,
Lauren
Lauren.
Berger.
Hey, Lauren, how you doing?
You're still muted, Lauren.
Did you say Lori or Lauren?
No, I
Lauren.
said Lauren.
Lauren
Hi.
Berger.
Lauren.
Hi.
Okay.
Hey, Lauren.
Hi. How you doing? Sleep well. I have a couple of questions. One of them is I signed up for the Microsoft course and the bits one that bits is having excited the Microsoft Office one.
Mm-hmm.
And I have well, it's the only thing that I could really access efficiently is the new Outlook or the Outlook Online. The one that I tried the classic one, and even I install, and it keeps being. I'm trying to get the free trial one because I have trouble paying online. So the only way at this point, I mean, in the time being, I mean, I use Outlook Classic. It really isn't as functional. And the only way I could do it is the new Outlook seems to be more flexible, and the one online seems to. The other stuff I could do, a little more easily, more productively.
Okay.
But that's what I'm having a difficult time with.
Okay. I'm not sure that I'm understanding your question. It sounds like you've got the new classic Outlook or the new Outlook to work better for you than the classic Outlook. So is there a question there?
Yeah, but what I'm wondering is, will it be acceptable if I use that? Because the classic one seems to be always giving me a hard time. It's, it can't connect, or
Gotcha. Okay. So I do believe David's going to go over using the classic Outlook with the course. So maybe when we get to the Outlook section of the course, that could be something we could figure out how to help with. There will be office hours for the office course. So if for some reason your question can't get answered in class, then we can definitely work with you over RIM or other solutions to be able to get everything working properly for you. Okay.
That's great. And
perfect.
Also, I use also Outlook Online. Is that?
Yep.
Yep,
that works too. I don't know that Outlook Online is going to be covered. I believe he's only covering the classic Outlook. But that should give you some good basic knowledge. So appreciate it, Lauren.
Okay, thank you.
Of course. And if you have another question, go ahead and raise your hand again, Sheila. Who do we got next?
Thank you.
Inicio.
Hello, Inicio.
Hey, how are you guys?
Great.
Good. Thank you.
Great information as usual. I agree with one of your previous callers. I hope that with the new iPhones and new iOS, Siri becomes the promise that it was really at one time with the iPhone 4S, believe it or not. And they regressing while everybody else got better and better. Anyway, my question has to do with Outlook too. I use Outlook Classic. I have a subscription to Office 365. And what I've noticed in some emails, when I click on a link that is for registering for a Zoom meeting or for a calendar meeting, whatever it is, I click on that link in Outlook Classic and it opens the email back on the new Outlook. And I have to then click on the link on that new Outlook to bring, say, the Zoom the meeting, for example. And that's not true with the community events list, interestingly enough. But it happens with others. And I wonder, how can I get rid of that? Just make sure that the new Outlook is not even available.
So what I would try, and I don't know if this is going to work, but where I would try is I would go to the start menu with your Windows key, type in Outlook, and it'll say Outlook New or Outlook, but not Classic. Press Shift F10 and then try removing that application. If remove is not available there, then go into your Windows settings with Windows key I, type in remove, and then remove the new Outlook and see if that solves the problem. Because I wonder if pressing enter on the link is actually activating something to possibly add it to your calendar. That seems a little strange. The other potential solution, and I don't know if you do it this way, if you're just arrowing through and then hitting enter on the link, try pressing JAWS key or NVDA key and F7 to bring up a list of the links and then activating the link that way and see if it works better for you then.
I'll try. When I go to the start menu, in fact, that's how I bring up Outlook. Initially, I have to check this. When I start the word Outlook, it brings me to Outlook Classic.
Right.
I don't know if the new is even listed on there. I never
try down arrowing from there, and you should find the new Outlook.
Okay, but you can definitely get rid of it then,
Yes.
you're saying.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. If it's not in your start menu, then go to your, as I said, Windows settings with Windows key I, and then type in remove, and that'll take you to add remove process.
All right. Great.
Thanks
Thank
a
you
lot.
so much.
Yep.
Appreciate it.
Lori.
Hey, Lori.
Hi, guys. How you doing?
Good.
Good, thank you.
Oh, so in answer to the question of the day, I agree with everybody. I would like to see Siri behave herself and be more professional. I am tired of when I mention her name in a text message like I did earlier with somebody. I mentioned that she has trouble understanding me as well as voiceover, and sometimes because they misunderstand me in dictation. And so with iOS 18, I hope that goes away as well as other bugs. And when iOS 17 came along, I was petrified because the language screen came up, and that has never, ever happened. Not even when my iPhone was brand new 4 years ago. So I'm hoping that they fix that, regardless of iPhone model. And my question, my own personal question is, I'm still having email issues. I called Apple Accessibility the other day, and they were not very helpful. The guy helped me on the phone. We were on the phone for 3 hours, and I told him not to email me because I cannot reply back. And that's still my problem, because when I try to reply and I put my message in the message body, I dictate, and then, I follow all the steps that you do. And I don't really care where my reply lands. I just wanted to go to the person I'm sending it to. And when I tap on send, I get a message that says invalid email address, meaning mine. And there's nothing wrong with it because ACB community is able to send me my email schedule every day, plus other announcements. So I'm able to get emails, but I'm still not able to reply back. And so, but the guy at Apple was not helpful at all.
So
when I told him,
hold
on, when I told him to not email me, I told him to call me instead or text me. He emailed me a thing that requires me not to have an appointment when I go to the Apple store. So I don't know where to go next, but I'm at the end of my rope here.
Okay. So when it says invalid email, it means that you're not dictating into the message field. You're dictating into the to field, because invalid email, that specific message means that the email address that is in the to field is not a valid email. It's not saying your email is invalid. So what I would try in that case, Lori, is tap on the reply button. And then, because I've done this myself too, thinking that I'm in the message edit field, and it gives me that same error message because I accidentally dictated it into the to field. So what I would do is tap the reply button, then find the message field. It'll say message edit, and then double tap once. And VoiceOver should say focus move or insertion point move to end, and then double tap again, and it will say insertion point move to beginning. And that'll move your insertion point on the email to the beginning of the reply message, then dictate, and then try to send it and see if that works better for you. Because again, I think focus with VoiceOver is getting put in the wrong edit field, and that's why you're encountering that specific error message.
All right, I'll try that the next time I do that. But in the meantime, I ask people to either call me or text me because I'm having this problem. So, and they're very good about it. So, but as for the question of the day, I'd like to see Siri improve big time.
Beautiful. Well, hopefully we can see some major improvements with Siri, both on newer and older iPhones. Lori, we appreciate your participation. Sheila, who do we got next?
Teresa.
Hey, Teresa.
Teresa, you're still muted.
Okay, I was trying to get unmuted. I apologize. Well, I will answer your question. This is kind of a tall order. I know it won't happen because Apple doesn't make the iCloud Touch any longer. But I have one that has iOS 15.8.3, and I would like to see it where it can work with the Meta glasses. I was told I would have to have at least iOS 16.
Mm-hmm.
So will that happen with the iPod Touch? I don't know.
Nope.
But like I said, it's a tall order.
Yeah.
I can tell you no, it will not happen with the iPod Touch.
Yeah. Nope. But Teresa, that's a good dream.
What about the iPad? What about the iPad? Would it work?
Michael, have you paired Meta glasses with the iPad? I've never thought about doing that.
I've never tried that. Let me even see if you could download the MetaView app on the iPad.
Because if you can download the MetaView app, you should be able to pair it. So Michael will follow.
The problem is that you would have to carry your iPad
I
with
have a minute.
The problem is
I don't have it with me.
Yeah, you'd have to carry the iPad with you, and your iPad would have to be a cellular iPad, so it would have to always
Unless
be
you're just using the MetaView, the Meta frames around your house. And if you're just using them around your house, you could leave your iPad on your coffee table and use your Meta frames.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know
Let me see if you can download it.
So Michael will look and follow back up with us, Teresa. Thank you very much for your comments. And Sheila, who do we got next?
Okay.
Nora.
Hey, Nora.
Hey, Nora.
Yeah, hello. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
And I want to see the answer of a question is I'd like to see Siri start understanding me. I do have a little speech impairment, and I'd like to have Siri improve big time.
I got some good news for you, actually, Nora. That's one of the improvements that's in the notes is for people with different speech impairments to be better understood by Siri. So hopefully in iOS 18, that will be a reality for you.
Yeah, I hope so. And that's great. And also, my question is, I can't remember what my question is. I can't remember, but I guess I'm thinking of with 18. With the Meta glasses, which I'm not planning to get. But I'm curious if you're singing in a choir and you have severe visual impairment and you're not able to read the church hymnal, the songbooks, and how you're able to read the Meta glasses? If the Meta glasses have like magnification on it.
So they don't have magnification, unfortunately, and I was slowly saying that just because I was hoping Michael would correct me, but they do not have magnification. And unfortunately, you cannot, as of right now, reliably ask Meta to read text to you. It does more summarization than actual reading.
It can read if you prompt it a certain way.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
But it's not always reliable.
Yeah. That's why I threw that reliably word in there because, occasionally it'll do it.
Right. Thank you.
Thanks.
All right. Adrian.
Hello,
Hey,
Adrian.
What up, Michael?
Not
What's
a
happening?
lot, Drizza.
Chilling. I'm just checking to see is the Shell Phone show going to continue?
Yep, the Shell Phone show is going to continue. I know I was supposed to get some content out last week that you actually produced and been having some website issues. But yes, Shell Phone show is continuing. Stay tuned on Wednesday, sir.
Oh, okay. Appreciate it. I was getting nervous a little bit. I said, let me act real quick in real time. All right, that'll work. Appreciate it.
Perfect. Thanks, sir.
And I wanted to also report the MetaView app is an iPad app. I was pleasantly shocked. It is a full iPad app. It's not an iPhone app running on iPad. It is a full iPad app. So that is very exciting.
That is exciting.
Cool. Thanks, Michael.
Play with that and let us know what you think of it, Michael. Alrighty, Sheila, who's next? We've got
You've
about
got
9
one
minutes.
hand, and we have Lady A behind us today.
Okay, sounds good.
JC.
Hey, JC.
Hey, JC.
All right, hello. So I came to give the number. I know that Nolan has asked for the number. So if you call this number.
Oh, JC, I'm sorry. Unmute.
Sheila didn't want the number.
It's the accessibility number to Meta. I wanted to give the accessibility number to Meta out.
An accident.
It was. Go
Oh,
ahead,
okay.
Nolan. All right, I'm sorry. Go ahead, JC.
Goodness gracious. All right, so the accessibility number to Meta is 855-592-2237. And when you dial that number, hit option 4, which will take you to the Ray-Ban option.
Perfect.
Great. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much
You're
for
welcome.
that, JC. And is that all of our hands, Sheila?
Yes, sir.
Well, beautiful. Appreciate everyone for joining us. I'll hand it over to Marty to wrap it up here in a second. Just want to give one more plug because I'm very passionate about it. Head on over to joinbits.org/office if you haven't yet. It's very important to get to know the basics of your Windows computer. And Marty, go ahead and wrap it up. And thank you, Michael D. and Sheila and Belle.
Yep. And thanks everyone for being here. As always, we appreciate you. So if you want to find out what's going on with everything in the Unmute realm, then you can look at our website, which is unmute.show. If you have questions, comments, feedback, anything at all, you can always email us at feedback@unmute.show. And everybody have a great week, and we'll see you next time.
Before we wrap it up, one last important announcement, and we will work on putting this at the beginning because we know some users have bookmarked the Zoom link for these Tuesday calls. 2 weeks from today, that Zoom link will be different. So you want to make sure to pay attention to your community schedule and any other Zoom calls that you regularly attend. Make sure to pay attention to the community schedule because there is a possibility that those Zoom links will be changing with some new policies that have been implemented by ACB community. So once again, use the Zoom link from the community schedule and not a bookmarked Zoom link. So thank you.